Go for it.
We are live, everyone. welcome. It's the one, the only, the guerrilla economist, coming to you live with my main man, El Cuco himself, a.k.a. CJ, a.k.a. the master of the flux capacitor. And we're giving you the news, the views, and all the information important to you. Follow us on @TheRogueMoney on Twitter, Rogue Money Facebook, Rogue Money DTube, Rogue Money Steam it, Rogue Money Tumblr, Rogue Money everything. And with that being said, also check out the main website, roguemoney.net, where there's so many articles being written. And CJ, it's a miracle of God, CJ. Guess what?
Yes.
I'm actually finishing an article.
Woohoo!
Wow. The new article is going to be coming out. It's called Multipolar, the New Normal, baby. So keep it tuned out for that. I got to, finish writing it up today. Then I'm going to send it out to my editor-in-chief, my main man. I'm gonna send that to him. Let him do a look through, make sure that he could translate from my monkey scribble, and we'll put it all together. And I got to relearn how to post on Squarespace again.
I had the instructions sent to me because I usually just don't go there.
Exactly. Dude, I'm just like, what do I do with this? Okay, cool. All right, cool. So anyway, I'm going to be posting an article either today or tomorrow. We'll see, probably tomorrow or whenever sometime this week when my editor gets all my stuff back to me. So keep a lookout for that. It'll be long and lengthy. It's over 500 words, so it's good. So there's going to be a lot of details. Classic V. I haven't written in a while, and people are asking, V, how come you don't write predictions?
Nice.
And I keep telling folks, I said everything I needed to say. Now it's just a wait and see. And now we're just waiting and we're seeing, and so many things are happening. Apart from that, check out our sponsors, RemainCom.net. They're no longer a sponsor. We're going to acquire them, taking them over. They're going to be part of the Rogue Services branch. So we're going to swallow them alive, and we're going to be utilizing them. So check them out. RemainCom.net. RemainCom.net. Don't freak out. RemainCom. You got debt collectors knocking on your door. You got somebody saying that they're going to threaten to take your firstborn child, and maybe you don't like your firstborn child. You want to get rid of the SOB. But if you don't and you want to actually keep them, call RemainCom.net. They will give you the strategies. They will kick the collectors and the banksters in the nuts for you. RemainCom.net. Get $600,000 unsecured from their network of 335 lenders. Get your credit score fixed. Get your credit cleaned. And with that being said, also, you get your gold USB so you can surf anonymously. And the Silverback, which is going through testing after testing after testing. We want to make sure we get it right before we release it. The Silverback is coming. RemainCom.net, official Rogue Media servicing company that we've taken over or in the process of taking over. So keep a lookout on that. RemainCom.net. Tell them V sent you. With that out of the way, CJ, Aloha Snack Bar from New York, brother.
The Aloha Snack Bar from New York, and happy November the 1st, V.
Yes. We are 3 days away from Pantifa going on their Atomic Wedgie tour all over the country, supposedly.
Right. Supposedly, we'll see.
Exactly. We shall see, my friend. We shall see. Anyway, if you have,
we had a great day.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, if people haven't known, but go ahead.
Okay,
bro,
seriously, this time you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, no. Just yesterday, great day at Rogue Money. If you haven't listened to it yet, we gave our listeners a little bit of a treat. We had Dave on from X22 Report Spotlight. So do yourself a favor, go listen to that. And then it was a great day because then we hung out with Dave for another hour, and V and I did a spotlight with Dave, which will be released, I believe he said today. So be on the lookout for that as well.
That's going to be fun. We break it down the only way we know how, and we explain the geopolitical, geostrategic that nobody else really does to our level, except for a handful of people, and you already know who they are. They've all been guests here. With that being said, CJ, an interesting day in Nuevo York, the Big Apple. They're calling it an incident where 8 people were killed, 15 injured, supposedly. I think, the guy how did this happen? See, he was driving through without saying those key phrases, that the T word. Can't say the T word unless we get hammered by Scroogle.
Right.
But go ahead, Siege.
Well, again, just our thoughts and prayers for those impacted by this cowardly act. It appears a foreign nationalist, I believe that's the PC word that they use nowadays for the censorship and everything. He rented a truck from Home Depot, and then he continued to go down a very busy New York pedestrian bike path, and kind of similar to the same incidents that we have witnessed in France and Nice, other parts of Europe, that this has occurred. And the interesting thing is that when they dug into this person's background, he was actually here as part of a diversity visa lottery.
Oh, that's wonderful. Sounds so cushy and warm.
And this was a program that's still in place. And this particular diversity visa lottery programs gives out 50,000 visas a year to foreign nationals from a multitude of countries, and this includes countries such as Afghanistan, Algeria, Egypt, Iraq, Lebanon, Libya, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, all these friendly places.
Oh, wonderful. Where there's nothing but vibrant cultural exchange taking place in those wonderful countries. Go ahead, TJ.
Yeah, all these places that we have done no harm, right?
Yes.
So we continue to welcome these in. Now the administration has put this on the forefront even before this incident to shut this program down. Unfortunately, of course, Democrats, even some of the neocons like John McCain, had just been adamant that this created immigration priorities that Trump has created. That this 70-point list that he has is non-starters. So unfortunately, until we come to the realization as a country, until we grow up to understand this next round of incidents that is going to impact the U.S. are things that perhaps that these individuals have become radicalized due to the United States actions, in part with our military. And this is something we talk about quite often, is that what would you do? What would you do if your family was killed in a bombing and they killed your children and there was so much death and destruction? Would you want to come to the United States just to celebrate that occurred? No, you wouldn't. Absolutely. So these next rounds of things that have occurred, this is courtesy of the deep state, of what they've done, the actions that have happened in the Middle East.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about it. When you leave yourself open, and not only do you have these countries where there's constant chaos, where there are centers of vibrant cultural enrichment, it also begs to wonder why an idiot or John the Tumor McCain would want this immigration from these places to continue. It only shows that John the Tumor McCain sees it for what it really is. It's a wonderful breeding ground for crazy terrorists to come over here. Oh, I said the T word. Damn it. Crazy. They're crazy, wonderful cultural exchanges. Vibrant cultural exchangers. They're no longer known as terrorists today. We cannot use that word.
Nope.
Vibrant cultural exchangers. Okay. These vibrant cultural exchangers will like to come here and exchange their vibrant culture with us. And McCain loves that kind of stuff because, it breeds more of a knee-jerk reaction from the public than anything else, number one. And number two, it's good for the security state. It makes the security state feel relevant. I wouldn't be surprised if Freaky Boys International, a.k.a. the FBI, okay, if Freaky Boys International had been watching this guy and coddling him and showing him how to drive a truck to begin with. They probably trained him on how to drive, or somehow have their fingers. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Again, it's another incident, whether real or manufactured. It's still an incident. It is what it is. I mean, but I understand the frustrations, dude. I mean, if you've been in New York City traffic, nothing's moving. The only thing that's moving is a stupid bike lane, which does nothing but create worse traffic jams. I mean, I've been angry many times in my life where I literally wanted to drive on the bike lane, run over the stupid bikers in their little spandex, these freaking girly men, and then scream Aloha snack bar as I'm doing it. I've gotten those urges. Okay? We all do. But it's how you act on those urges. So the question becomes, is this a real event of vibrant cultural exchange, or is it just road rage? We don't know. We don't know.
Well, I did a quick scan of the news, and it was very interesting to hear the consistency that was there of the neocons, and it's very interesting timing of this, in part because we had just shared the day before that Congress is considering scaling down the War Powers Authorization Act, the deep state, the military permission to operate around the globe. And the message V was so it's very, very, very odd timing. And the messaging was the same. And here's what we have to understand as Americans. We need to grow up to understand is that the war on terror is no different than the war on drugs. It's been an absolute failure. We have not accomplished anything. And the people that were on the news stations yesterday were putting more fear in the American people, stating that we need to up our game, that we need to, expand all across the globe to go after these terrorists. I'm sorry, these organizations, that it's not going to happen. V, you have to understand that you cannot destroy an ideology that's out there. You cannot destroy a culture. Are you willing to commit genocide in order to accomplish your goals? No, it's not going to happen. This threat is going to be persistent. No, there's no military action that can occur. So we need to grow up to understand that we need to take a huge pause from our efforts, and they even use this to advocate more troops in Africa. This
agenda, we need more troops in Africa, guys. Yeah.
This agenda that they're on, and so they're utilizing this specifically for their propaganda, and that's more U.S. imperialism and this bogus war on terror that's occurring. V.
Yep. And the next two pieces of information, it's a wonderful next few pieces of intel or news that we have here, CJ, is a wonderful compare and contrast between a grown-up adult country and the adolescent exceptional stan that we have become. The isolation continues, my man. The isolation continues. What is the latest, CJ, of what's happening with Iraq, both with their energy politics and why they're telling us to get the F out?
Yeah, so in so many ways, the Iraqis have come to understand what has occurred of the Gulf Wars, everything that occurred there. And in fact, they're requesting that the U.S. to leave Iraq. They do not want us there, kind of similar to the South Koreans. Tillerson has come out and said in public comments and testimony to the Senate Foreign Relations Committee that at this point that the U.S. involvement with troops on the ground in Iraq it is more of a permanent situation in the event that the Iraqis will ask for us to leave, that we won't, that we will remain there. And this all kind of coincides with some major things that are occurring. The Iraqis building alliances with Iran, which has never occurred before in a long time. And now also a pivot towards the Russia and some of the things that Russia is intending to help Iraq with. V.
Absolutely correct. The thing is this, like, the cat's out of the bag. The United States is viewed as an unreliable partner. We're viewed as a partner that cannot keep his word. We're viewed as a partner that throws its allies under the bus for its own benefit. we're viewed as those who like to control, domineer, and project, force. Everything's force. Everything's force. This is like a Nazi. This is what the Nazis did. Okay, we are effectively the Nazi nation on planet Earth right now. I'm not talking about us as the country. I'm talking about these freaking deep staters, this parasitic deep state that has hijacked the body politic of the United States of America. And we need to excise them out. We need to cut them out. We need to drain the swamp and set the damn thing on fire. Okay. So these are the kind of things that happen. So while Russia's cutting deals, and while the rest of the world, like countries like Russia and China and whatnot, are out there making money, God Almighty, making money. What do we do besides committing fraud on a global scale? The other thing that we like to do is create chaos internationally and domestically, and we warrant, or we are a reaction to every single event that takes place here in the United States is more security state, more security state, more of a police state, more of the security apparatus on the population, which doesn't do anything but increases the power of the central government. It's got to stop. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Moving forward, CJ, California to ensure the cannabis industry will leave for better pastures with their brilliant 45% tax, sir.
Nice. Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah, so basically what California is doing is ensuring that the black market will always persist in California because people will continue to sell illegally versus paying the hefty, I believe it's up to almost $1 million growing license, which is just ridiculous. And now add an additional 45% tax to consumers. Smart move, California. That's a great job.
Exactly. And I just found out. I found out yesterday, man. I was had to do some arrangements here because I lost power at the house. Didn't have water. They were doing some water main work and had to shut everything down. Had to shut it down. So I had to go find a local cafe where the gorilla can peruse and get his work done while he drinks copious amounts, voluminous amounts of dark roast. And but I found out yesterday that through I think I was listening to some news some news while I was at the local cafe drinking my macchiato, that Massachusetts was totally legalized cannabis. Man, I had no freaking clue. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it's growing. Yeah, additionally, I think the national acceptance or support for it nationally, I think, creeped up to like 67, almost 70%, nationally. And if
I might have to move, because you do know, like one of the largest, if not the largest, cannabis outfits is we're connected with, and then you have your buddy Jamie. Dude, Massachusetts, it's like a stone throws away from me. It's like a 3-hour car ride.
Right.
Might have to set up shop. Might have to set up shop.
Sure. And I think the most important thing to remember with the legalization efforts is, and Canada is getting a little bit of shock to this, is that when you go to legalize, whether you're in a state, you have to understand that the laws that are written need to really be in favor of the consumer, because we're witnessing a huge shift. Canada, for example, is basically strongholding the dispensaries, closing independent shops because they want it under the state. The state wants to control the regulation. Nevada kind of did the same thing with giving it to the liquor stores, allowing the liquor department to decide, who gets the first licenses, how much it's going to cost. So as states go to legalize, it's very important to not only keep this about yes, companies and innovations and profits, but also keeping in mind that for the health benefits and allowing individuals to have a small grow license, in which most states do, whether it's an individual that has a medical license can have up to 4 or 5 plants, yada yada yada. But some of these states that are passing laws are passing draconian style laws in the cannabis industry. So just be real careful what you ask for. And very interesting take. I heard this about 3 weeks ago. Van Armani was on his show stating that the legalization efforts at some point is going to come back and bite people in the butt.
Oh, yeah.
And we may be witnessing that. In California is a great example of that. V, and
hey, we got to get
we don't
Vin
want. Yeah, we should, and we don't want corporate America to take over the space of the cannabis industry. We want to keep it about freedom, about independence health. We do not want a Philip Morris of cannabis. We do not need that for this industry.
Correct. Decentralize, put it in the hands of the people, and the best stuff would make it to the top, and responsibility would rule. The market will fix itself. You make it where it's a black market, then you have egregious individuals that are doing all sorts of crazy things. They'll come out with things that are harmful. So let's keep it out in the open. These idiots, these sycophant statists who treat us like we are all little children and they need their wisdom and their nannying. You know, it's amazing. I mean, government attracts some of the most low IQ people on the planet, and these are the idiots that want to nanny us and tell us what's good for us and how we can spend our money and what we choose to do with our bodies and what we choose to do with our money. It's none of your damn business. All right, CJ, it turns out that Spacey likes pizza, man. There's a lot of evidence coming out that it's sad to say this, man. I mean, Kevin Spacey is one of my favorite actors, bro. It pains me. It pains me to do this, but yeah, there's a lot of more evidence coming out that he's a pizza lover. And what I mean by that,
pill to swallow.
It is, dude. I mean, dude, I mean, Kevin Spacey in American Beauty. Kevin Spacey, like every role he's done, he's a phenomenally deep actor. The guy's amazing. One of the best I've ever seen. He's a class. He's amazing. Amazing actor.
I really started enjoying his acting. And do you remember The Negotiator? That was Negotiator. That was a pretty intense movie.
Dude, and even like his recent work with House of Cards where he's playing Francis Underwood. Holy crap. What you want to talk about acting prowess, man. Jeez Louise. Anyway, man, actor Kevin Spacey became the latest alleged sexual predator in Hollywood, or Hollyweird, on Monday after he publicly accused of attempting to sexually assault a 14-year-old boy. Not only is this not the first time Spacey was faced with such allegations, but it calls his past into questions, which includes his foundation. And this is not good, dude. His foundation that specifically works with children. The Kevin Spacey Foundation, an organization of quote-unquote mentors, activists, advocates, and educators who work with the hopeful emerging artists to quote-unquote discover, fund, and co-produce transatlantic musical, dance, theater, and film. CJ, what is that sound? What are you doing? CJ?
I thought I had to readjust my headphones. I thought I was muted. I was readjusting my headphones.
No,
Go ahead.
You are not muted. That could have been worse, man. You could have been like chomping on some cheese and Jack.
Having my breakfast during the show.
Having your breakfast with cheese and Jack Daniels. Anyway, features a photo of Spacey surrounded by eager children hoping to break into the entertainment industry. Video Spacey promoting the foundation was published on YouTube. Now, here's the funny part, man. This guy was, what was it? You know, you heard the story about, you know, the guy Kevin, the guy Rapp. Well, you know, the guy who, you know, said that Spacey, you know, fell on top of him the whole 9 yards. But it also came out there was a recent report published revealing that Spacey's name was alongside former President Bill. I love to rape, baby. I love to rape. Clinton, the rapist himself, on the logs of visitors who flew the Lolita Express, the private jet that was owned by the sexual predator and wealthy Wall Street piece of crap hedge fund manager Jeffrey Epstein. He was found guilty of sex trafficking girls as young as 12. I would like to beat the shit out of this guy if I ever see him. Dude, I'd freaking break this guy's jaw. Found guilty. I'd break his genitals and his arms. But anyway, here we go. Found guilty of trafficking girls as young as 12. To facilitate, I can't even read this shit, man. So this is what's happening. So there's a lot of evidence there's a lot of fucking Kevin Spacey. Yeah, he's a pedophile. What do you want me to say? He's a pedophile.
Yeah, it's and this is, you know, let's face the facts that, you know, Hollywood, the music industry, the organized churches, the politicians, they have massive problems. This entire pedophilia that's occurring, this goes very deep, and it's very unfortunate that people in positions, take advantage of kids. People that have influence over others take advantage of kids, and it's something that we have to be aware that this ugliness, this dark, uh, cult like, it exists. It's out there, and it needs to be exposed, and I'm glad that it is, and it is ugly. However, we need the rest of people in Hollywood that know more information about what has happened, and it may be tough for victims to come out and to name those that violated them, forever scarred them in their adulthood, to expose who these people are, and who potentially is the ringleader, and why this is happening. V.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, guys like Corey Feldman, it's about time you all just come out and start dropping names. They're going to keep messing with you guys, and unless you come forward and start, dropping names of who these individuals are, then it's nothing will ever get done. With that being said, CJ, there's a blockchain alternative to PayPal has arrived. This is exciting news. Most online users have been burnt by PayPal or another digital payment system at one point or another. Perhaps you try to withdraw money someone has sent to you, and you find out you've been blocked from that service. We've all been there. If you've had a PayPal, you've experienced this once or twice, maybe even multiple times. Or maybe you try to receive money only to discover the fees can be pretty brutal. Now there's a new company out, CJ. It's called U Trust, and spelled UTRUST. So U Trust, the first of its kind blockchain-based payment platform. And it brings the best parts of the crypto world together into a single seamless platform. And this is exciting news. Of course, these two opposite systems, crypto and traditional, refuse to work together, which is, PayPal and cryptos. So they only serve to highlight the inherent weakness in both. But, however, UTrust, blockchain startup, has conceived a system that will unite the two systems into a protected platform. On the buyer side, UTrust is offering a complete buyer protection, not unlike that of PayPal. By providing protection, buyers can purchase without the customary crypto risk, bringing more buyers into the crypto world. And by accepting a wide swath of various cryptocurrencies, UTrust has taken the guesswork out of wallet and coin swaps, letting buyers focus on what they do best, which is buying great stuff, CJ. Likewise, UTrust has created a platform that eliminates volatility issues and moves the crypto payment into fiat currency at the moment of the transaction. Merchants can be completely shielded from volatility because UTrust is a truly peer-to-peer, and fees are substantially reduced. That is awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, very very exciting, and with Rogue Coin on our initiative, it'll be exciting that once we go through this, it looks like UTrust is getting ready to begin their ICO on November the 2nd. And if you visit their website, which is utrust.io, you can learn about the company, the team, their white paper that's published, and we'll start working towards building a list of these innovative solutions-based ICOs that are coming out to get with their executive team and bring them on and interview them and learn more about them, how it works, and make it a great conversation, learn more about these. But yeah, this is definitely great solutions, and again, as the crypto and blockchain space continues to evolve, it only gets better.
Yep. I'm excited for it, man. I think it's a game changer. I love it. Anything blockchain, anything disruptive, I'm all about it. It's guerrilla tactics, buddy, for the new money world. Spain court attempts to block the Catalan independence. Those who love democracy in Madrid are seeking to squelch democracy in the will of the people in Catalan. CJ, how is this looking for the Catalonians?
Yeah, as you know, that basically that the former minister is currently in exile. He has been forced to leave the country, and now the court has sided, of course, which we knew they would, at declaring the Catalan independence vote that it was illegal and it does not stand, and that they have to basically cancel their declaration of independence. So the $1 million question is: does this lead to some type of a civil war type of escalation? Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of support for the Catalonians that's coming out. You don't see some of the countries like the United States that used to promote democracy, promote these independent movements that are occurring. So we will continue just to monitor, to document what's occurring in Spain to see where this goes. But we just wanted to give an update regarding the court's decision on Catalonia.
Absolutely. With that being said, brother, we're at the end of the show. Let the audience know what we got lined up today.
Yeah, so we have 1 p.m. today. It is Hump Day, so Bix Weir will be on. I'm sure he has some exciting things to share. And then we are going to apologize for the miss yesterday with the Trading Terror Dome with Dex. We will work hard to get him rescheduled for this week. And stay tuned right here and visit roguemoney.net.
Absolutely. With that being said, CJ, we are over and out. Take it away, buddy.